Gabriel? Gab?
Oui? Quoi?
Well, stop hiding.
Yeah, I'm here, I'm ready.
Okay, so I'm Bijuriya. I'm the drag queen. I'm the fun one, the fabulous one.
Yeah, let's see. I'm Gab, or Gabriel, or Gabriel Dharmoo. Composer, vocalist, researcher. I work in the field of contemporary music.
Nobody knows what that is.
I navigate the troubled roots of Western classical music.
Ooh, sounds serious, but bro, what is this music? Tell us about it.
Yeah, the music you're hearing now is an example of music I composed.
In your career as an award-winning composer?
Is that in my bio or something?
Yeah.
Anyways, the piece you're hearing now is called Sur les rives de. I composed it in 2011. It's for flute, clarinet, violin, cello, piano, percussion.
So why are we including that to my drag show?
Excuse me, it's our show and I invented you, so...
Okay, if you're gonna add your subventionné sort of academic music into this show, like my only request is you don't just plop it in, you know?
Oh, trust me, like I'm gonna recontextualize it, like add layers of...
Bollywood?
Yeah, I want to work the sound design, like add some sort of like layers.
I want to talk about the songs
with different sounds. I could like stretch. I'm Gabriel Dharmoo. I am an interdisciplinary artist who is also a composer, a researcher, a vocal improviser, and a drag performer. I use he, him pronouns out of drag and she, her in drag as Bijuriya.
I have Indian ancestry, can't you tell from my bindi? My daddy is a Trini. I'm also white and Frenchy. Bonsoir, Québécoise mommy. Yeah, that's my family history.
Bijuriya is an 80-minute solo performance that merges drag, original music, and also sound design that's maybe a bit more exploratory.
My Indianness has benchmarks and shapes of question marks.
Conceptually, it's also the meeting point between what Bijuriya does and the audiences that she engages. Queer audiences or South Asian audiences, and the meeting with Gabriel or Gabriel, who is mostly a composer and intellectual, academic type of person.
Before the wigs and lipstick, I'd always been artistic, with flair for sound and music.
Bijuriya is a Hindi word which means thunderbolt. I felt like it was a cute little word, like phonetically, and it sounds like bijou in French for jewel. In Hindi also, it has a bit of a dazzling connotation to the word, so it's not like a heavy thing, it's more like a little jolt. I thought that fit well with maybe the type of drag energy I wanted to bring.
It felt so Eurocentric. So how about drag? To shock, ignite, empower, and delight.
The shock and the ignition is something about like wanting to really celebrate or acknowledge the subversive roots of drag as something that questions normalcy, mixing it with delight and with playfulness and with reflection.
Oh, do we like a bit of transformation?
I started drag because I wanted to engage with my Indianness, which is something that I grapple with a little bit as a mixed person.
Brown people are also a mixture.
I wanted to kind of explore my queer and brown intersection through drag.
Beware of claims to authenticity. Being Desi is not about purity.
I can get away with a lot. It's like it's you, but it's not you. So you can address things with a playfulness and a fierceness and a directness sometimes that I find is less available when I'm myself. As I was developing the show, I knew that I wanted to have original music. I worked with a friend and collaborator called Gabriel Dharmoo. Every song kind of addresses something that I want to speak about.
It's always been a mix, a dash, a dish, a dash, a dash. Come again, come again. Curry's a dish, spicy and delectable, right hand finger licking.
Curry's a Mix is all about questioning some of the discourse that you hear in many different cultures, but in how you define South Asianness or Indianness in particular.
We still add taste, even though we've been displaced. We got to fake it till we make it, but we make it when we break the myth, the fiction of just one nation. Don't!
The song is kind of just a reminder that there's not just one way of being South Asian.
My ancestry, try and guess my family history. Why?
The diaspora is so huge, and even before that, within the Indian subcontinent, so many languages, religions, expressions of gender, expressions of culture.
Curry's a mix, it's always been a mix, but people will conflate and segregate. But
The powders come together from the cumin to the pepper to the chili to the turmeric to the fenugreek to the garlic to the salt and coriander.
curry's a mix, it's always been a mix. A dash of this, a dash of that. Coming again, coming again. Curry's a dish, spicy and delectable. Soak it up, scoop it up, soak it up, scoop it up. Curry's a mix, it's always been a mix. A dash of this, a dash of that. Coming again, coming again. Curry's a dish, spicy and delectable. Right hand finger.
Then there's a song I always wanted to write about how many Ks are in Bollywood. I've noticed it's very random, but I noticed how lots of movie titles or celebrities or the names of people start with the letter K, and it's just this thing that I casually observed, and I just decided to make a whole song about it, because why not?
K is a common letter, catapulting star-powered. Bollywood's obsessed with that mystical letter. Maybe it's the power of Indian numerology. Add up them letters to control your destiny. Karan's fuck to see for a K in coffee. It's all about astrology, not KKK supremacy. But lucky number, lucky letter ain't the trick. If you want success, just go nepotistic. How many Ks? How many Ks? How many Ks can you take? There's power in that letter. There's power in that letter. Power.
My fascination with Bollywood started around 2000. The Indian film industry is one that both fascinates me and that I can be critical of, or that I can't fully engage with.
Bewildered by my culture, I felt like an imposter. Is Bollywood the answer?
I can't fully be into Bollywood, but I'm appreciative of how accessible it was for me, experiencing it outside of India, finding ways to learn about my Indianness or realities of what it is like in India through film and through music.
Thought I'd found my queens. But they use fairness creams, live the capitalist.
But I really, really liked seeing Indian people on screen. Like, honestly, that was a big part of it. But also the music. Bollywood music kind of hits home in a way, and I just think it's so rich. The music part is really why I also thought it would be nice to do drag, because drag is a way that you can include other musics than your own to your artistry, because you're kind of borrowing it and lip syncing to it. And I was like, I want to lip sync to these songs. When you lip sync, you're borrowing someone's voice. I call that the transformative power of drag that comes through voice. We often think of drag transformation as something that's image-based. You have the makeup, the costumes, the padding, everything contributes to changing how you're perceived visually. But the lip syncing changes how you're perceived sonically. Lip syncing is very useful for me to connect to other languages that I don't feel confident speaking. That could be Hindi or Tamil or even Carnatic music, the languages used in that. If I lip sync to another language that I can't speak, I can live the fantasy of that culture. I can pretend. I'm interested in the relationship of our bodies and borrowed or external voices kind of fitting into it. And that extends to also the way they do it in the Indian film industry, where you have playback singers and actors that are lip syncing. The people you see actually aren't the people you hear. In the show, I've also worked with a singer, Vidita Kanniks, and she is a trained Carnatic musician. You hear her voice a lot, and she comes to represent kind of the ideal voice for Bijuriya. The vocal color, the pronunciation. I'm using her voice as a way to feel that fantasy of Bijuriya's voice. She's an integral part of the show. I play with how her voice comes inside me, and also sometimes I could sing along with it and try to grasp at it, but it's very fleeting. The show kind of purposefully has lots of specific references. As an audience member, I love to see stuff that's specific, and that when I get it, it really hits home. So there's references that are very clockable, we would say, by drag audiences or people that watch Drag Race. There's a few things of just how I deliver lines that are clearly like referencing something. And sometimes you hear in the audience that people got that. Sometimes it's about specific references from Bollywood movies or from Bollywood culture, especially in my Bollywood alphabet, where you hear lots of them.
Lamborghini chala jande Mohini, 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 ha, 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 ha. My name is... They're here. They're just hiding. They're hiding. They're shy. We're getting to know each other. My name is... Gonçalves. Okay. Mera naam... Chin chin choo, baba chin chin choo. Next one. My name is Sheila, Sheila ki Javani. I'm too sexy for you.
It's fun when there's at least like 12 people that will laugh, that you feel like the joke lands more. To have these audible reactions to feeling seen is very powerful.
What is this behavior? Kurbani, kurbani, kurbani.
I think the thing that I couldn't predict about going on a drag journey was the level at which a character leaves an imprint. It just completely switches how you see yourself. The things you do in drag will be different from what you do outside of drag, but it leaves a trace somehow. It kind of still informs your sense of self, and that's something I couldn't have predicted. I feel like Bijuriya is really sort of part of me and changed how I am as Gabriel as well.